Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's Immortals and Fnatic in a best-of-3 to decide who goes home and who goes to the playoffs here. Right now, Immortals have won the first map, and map 2 is coming up. That's going to be on Train, and it's been just a wild ride. I don't even know what to say.
No, we were laughing about it the whole time during that break because that map was so mad. Like, to see Fnatic playing so well and then molly themselves off. We had 3 TKs in the first half or in the second, in the whole map, and then just some of the decisions from the Immortals players at the end, but just basically exactly what we thought it was going to be. A lot of force buying, a lot of aggressiveness, a lot of craziness. The one area where we didn't get what we expected was, I guess, the aggressiveness out of Fnatic on their own CT side. They played a very reserved game once they switched over to the defense, and I think in the end that's what caused such a big loss, such a widened scoreline.
Was a lot of space for the Immortals team on the T side there to run around, get map control, do whatever they wanted. And
chill out.
Yeah, but because they're such a wild team, you know, you give them part of the map and you're going to lose track of them quick, aren't you? Like, they're going to be in places that you just didn't think, and yeah.
And the way they spread out, it's perfect if Fnatic were to get aggressive, like maybe just have like 2 people pushing A main or a pop flash peek. It's just one person from Immortals pretty much everywhere across the map. So great opportunity for Fnatic to get a man advantage in those rounds, and it just never came.
See if they could do different on Train. Certainly also a map that opens itself up to a lot of plays like that from the CT side, where Fnatic will be starting, and Immortals on the T side after the 9th round here. So I'm pretty excited. I thought it was just a fun first map of Counter-Strike, and I expect this will be something similar here. We'll see what Golden can do leading this team. Say if this is the starting level for him doing it, and it's going to increase from now on, I mean, this could be a very fun Fnatic team in even just like 3 or 4 months.
Yes, very well. Could be a lot of teams that we feel with some of these. I mean, obviously, so many changes to so many teams, but I mean, some of these squads are going to look completely different in how effective they are in just a few months. And this is going to be a fast-paced, not slowing down at all. Anders, 4 players down the lower ramp. Flusha is backing off at a quick headshot, a fadeaway as he gets to the back of the tray, and he adds another one onto it. This is beautiful stuff from Flusha, and a third, single-handedly holding onto the bomb site.
Probably didn't need that last peek, but he was just feeling it, wasn't he? He was in the zone and didn't want to give it up. Henny going to fake the plant and try and see if he can get a bit more. He does a bit of a drive-by on JW, which leaves him still in a 1-on-3. Going to go down to Crims, and that's the round for Fnatic. Well then.
That's so sick from Flusha. That's a really, really nice job just getting away with one as well. On top of the Train, instant there. And then just using this Train very perfectly to isolate the battles.
It's like the last fight that he takes is just like clearly thinking.
At that point, you're just like, oh, I just got 3 pretty nice headshots with the USP. I'll probably get a 4th one as well. The gun seems to be working well this round.
Put the homing bullets in this morning. Second round here, and Golden getting denied any kind of aggressive play there. In fact, Steel going to be able to take him down. That's a bit of a shame, but Flusha juggling back the guns and making sure they don't fall into the wrong hands. A lot of damage onto the scout player in Henny. So a bit is going right for Fnatic even if they lose Golden.
I think the next piece of danger for the Fnatic team is Lucas. He's got a deagle, but he's blocked off by a smoke over towards Ivy at the moment. That would be against the scout, and JW's going to hear these shots ring true. I don't think he's going to do too much peeking once the smoke fades. And how aggressive does Lucas want to be?
They don't have any grenades, so the transition from sort of lurking around like this and actually going for a bomb site is going to be a bit rough on Immortals, I think. So one good kill somewhere. I mean, if Lucas can make a bit of noise and keep JW and Crims on that side, maybe even draw Lekro a bit back, that would be perfect.
Oh no. Disaster about to strike for Immortals coming down the ramp, and this is exactly right. As you said it, that transition of trying to actually make their way into the B bomb site is just easy pickings with that M4 from Lekro.
Steel looking the wrong way. There's a great headshot to take down Flusha, and going to be spotting out the last player back there as JW makes his way to C connector. Crims gets the 1 on Steel, and Lucas, who's been lurking around the map for a long time with the deagle, has got 20 seconds to get 2 kills. The bomb is right in front of him, and they're going to be spotting for it. Sees the feet, and they shoot him right in the toes.
That's the thing. The only chance they really had at winning that round is if Lucas had gotten that kill on JW, because that's what would have pulled the second player that inner bomb site, Lekro. Yeah. It would have pulled him back outside to help shore up the defense there, and it just never came. So he's able to just chill, and you can see out in the open, he doesn't even really have an opportunity to fall back because they're already fighting him, and he still wins every battle at that range with the M4. So 2-0, and now Immortals, they're going to be back onto just Glocks. I think that's a P250 on Steel and Henny. And we love this out of JW.
Yeah, it's a classic, isn't it? Top dog with the Mag 7. Definitely very good at that stuff. And because they don't have any armor, it's going to chew them up. If they try and get down here, it just won't be pretty. Grims. Easy enough kill there on KNG. It should be just a smooth ride from here on out in this round. I don't see anything that Immortals can really do. If they can get even 1 or 2 kills, that would be great.
That's not going to happen, though. Down to just Glocks. No real plan of action to attack the bomb sites. Just 2 P250s, which aren't going to be that great at dueling. You can't really get lucky enough to win the round from those. 3-0 for Fnatic, and the question becomes, it is JW. Are we going to see the upgrade? Are we going to see him keep that Mag 7? I think he's going to keep it. I hope he keeps it.
Yeah, I definitely would. I mean, he's proven, I think, throughout his own history that that's been worth it.
I think it's a little unfortunate. He's probably feeling sad a bit that he didn't have a great spawn to kind of push towards Pop Dog with that shotgun, so it's going to keep him farther back. That's not the ideal range, obviously. Fast-paced rush, though, or at least from Henny, and he gets isolated.
Flusher. Here's it. Walks into the smoke. He's so good at playing these kind of angles. And Steel making a lot of noise in front. Flusher definitely knows that someone's here, but Steel is already down the ramp. Is he going to have it in time? Flusher will. That's so well done. 4 versus 3. Now KNG, can he turn this around in their favor? That Molotov blocking off that angle. That's incredibly unfortunate. JW gets one and tries to follow it up with a spray. KNG gonna get a quick double kill, jumping up, looking for the headshot, but he can't get it against Flusher. Otherwise, that might have been it. Now Lucas, 19 health, and he's trapped. He can't get in. Crims will take him down. Fnatic 4 rounds in a row.
Yes, almost for KNG. If that move comes out, if that play comes out just a couple seconds earlier, he likely might be able to save that round, because that player at the E-Box really does a lot of work there. But aggressiveness, obviously, out of the Immortals side, getting out mid very, very quickly. Henny is picked off so early on, he doesn't get any opportunity to do anything. JW still with the shotgun. Or I think did he rebuy that?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
He's just loving it.
Yeah, he is.
Maybe we can get to see why. KNG going down, swapping out with the Deagle as well. Just having himself a great time. It actually used to be when JW would do this, that it wasn't just that it was good in terms of getting the kills, but he would become sort of, he used to call him the Bank of Fnatic, you know, because he just has so much money. After like 3 or 4 rounds where this is going on, you know, he has 11, 12,000, so drop the AWP for somebody else if you need one somewhere. Just go crazy.
Well, like him and Flusher, right? Oh, Jesus. The aggressiveness. I mean, even with 24 HP, all it took was 1 Deagle bullet to drop him there, but 2 kills with that shotgun. Same thing with Flusher with the UMP. I was going to add in there. Also, you think, you know, Cobblestone playing drop. Flusher was one of the first people to popularize that. And Henny now the only one left with the Deagle. This is a lot of money being built up. Not just the bonus money of the shotgun, but 5 players surviving in this round so far. And even in round 3, they had 5 alive as well.
Henny. Oh my god! Can I see that again? That's so nicely done.
I hate people like that. Like, my Deagle... I have, like, the worst Deagle luck. I feel like my head is just a magnet for Deagle bullets specifically.
He's jumping in behind. It's ridiculous.
That's pretty sick, isn't it?
I know what you mean, though. It does feel like there's an uneven distribution in the accuracy of the Deagle. Maybe you got like the, you know...
The low end of it?
Yeah.
Just an unlucky roll or something on the RNG?
Exactly. You've been playing a lot of Diablo, haven't you?
Way too much.
4 men stacked in the A-bomb side early. Flusher alone on the other side. 5 in a row for Fnatic. It's looking pretty good for them. Bit of a shame that grenade didn't go through. Crims also has not died yet. He's got 8 kills.
That's how he started, I think, the first map out as well. Double up setup. KNG's going to try and pressure someone in mid, but he's not finding anything. And you can see he doesn't want to challenge the angles too much. He's just kind of comfortable with the one he's taken here. Because once you start picking a little bit wider, all of a sudden you have about 5 more spots that you have to be worried about, other than the 2 there. And Lucas is going to make his way down Ivy's right at the corner just yet. Golden is denied information as the smoke fades. They might make their move.
40 seconds. But the fact that Henny and Lucas are so far up Ivy means they can be very quick on the bomb side. And once they get going, it's going to be all in, I think. Molotov is out. Down to 30 seconds. Now or never, JW to take down KNG, and Crims is in a really strong position here. Henny trying to check it, and he will be successful. That's very good on him. Steel now running onto the site, but they still have Lekro and Golden out here. They've got to be very careful. Lekro going to be going down, but Golden comes in with a strong kill. 15 seconds. Where's that bomb hunt coming through? Flusher being boosted over, trying to see if they can get the kill, and he gets one, but the grenade landing on him. And they should know that JW is here too. Goes for the spray. The bomb is down. This is not easy if you're JW. He's going to try and create a bit of a wall so he can actually get out and try and find them. And now that they fall back, it's nearly impossible. He's got a Molotov, so maybe he could block off bolts, but he has to find a way to kill Steel, and missing the chance. I don't think he's going to get another one. That Molotov, they're going to be running through it, and JW is in a world of trouble here. Behind E-Box as well, and JW is realizing... Gets a kill on Steel, but Bolts just has to shoulder peek it, and it's done. There's no chance at all here. Gonna be picking up the AWP, and he can't get it far enough away, so it's a good job, JW triple. But ultimately, Immortal will win the round.
Finally, they're on the board, but the tough part is if they want to go for the AWPs again, they've got to go glass cannon. They're gonna have to drop some of these over, and someone's gonna be left without armor. So a bit of a decision to make for the Immortal side of things, as you can see, and they're not gonna do it. So UMP on Henny. In the meantime, Fnatic had plenty of money. They had enough bank built up from some of those flawless rounds, from some of those four alive rounds. They can go right back to the op on JW. They have the M4s otherwise. They're sitting in a very good place, up 5-1, and obviously a win here is a reset on the Immortal side of things. Critical.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Steel right in there. Flusher should have no idea this is coming. He's going to get sprayed down. No chance for a reply. That's a bold move. It's one of those things we were talking about. You give a bit of map space for Immortals to work with, and they are just everywhere. Oh, shot through a teammate, it almost looked like. JW legs him, Crims finishes him off, and that's at least a 4-on-4. The bomb is miles away. They have to be bomb site, but it's going to be another 7 seconds before they're actually on the bomb site, so... Henny sneaking in as well. Could be getting the kill on Crims right here, but he jumps down the stairwell just as he turns the corner. Timing is everything in the game of Counter-Strike. Henny still might have a big round here, walking in with the UMP. Bomb is planted. They're going to get sandwiched in. Their focus is everywhere but on Henny. 25 bullets. How many kills is it going to be? Sprays one, trying to get the follow-up, but he realizes there's going to be a guy C-connector. This is brilliant play from Henny. So smart. Lekro goes down. JW in a 1-on-4.
Not just the flank and the timing of it, but the fact that after he gets that first kill, once he realizes that he can't get the second one, just backing off, because what you have done is created a two-front battle, and Fnatic couldn't handle it, and retaking the bomb site. JW just dodging everything on his way. They're still hunting him down. They want this AWP. They weren't able to afford their own, and they don't want him to have it. There's a kill, but he can't get away. He gets blocked. That flashbang ruins his life.
The scaffolding. It just stopped him.
Listen, that's something Steel... This might be something I guess we could ask him, you know, maybe after the game if they win, if they get, or maybe just we'll ask him some point tonight when we see him at the hotel or something. But it's pretty well known. I know Chad specifically has highlighted it a number of times. The way that Fnatic plays this inner bomb site on Train, Flush is usually the only one there, and usually he's playing it very, very passive. Usually he's playing it farther back, and I think Steel maybe just taking advantage of that knowledge of just pushing up and realizing there's probably only going to be one player here, and just finding a very lucky timing.
This time it's pistols for the Fnatic team. A bit of a hilarious Molotov there. At least that gets everyone going, right? No one's holding back.
No one wants to stand and fire, so you at least got to push forward.
It's a way to motivate the troops, isn't it?
That's absolutely what it was.
Get them moving forward.
Even hit him with it before.
Because otherwise there could be like a whole argument, like you say go and they're like, oh, just hold on 1 second, I'm just, you know, throw a Molotov at their feet.
Yeah, I'm blind.
They're going.
I'm blind, I can't go forward.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
We've seen that a couple of times.
We've heard that story a lot.
Yeah. Especially on LAN where someone says that, yeah, I was blind, I couldn't see it, and then you look over at the screen and they're not blind at all. 5-3 here, so Immortals right back in the mix. It was looking so good for Fnatic. They had the economy, they had everything going, and I would even say they were winning the rounds comfortably. But just like on the first map,
It
seems like once the Brazilian team gets into it, then they're really into it.
This aggression can just be so difficult because, I mean, even the way that we're laughing. Oh, look at this. Pop Flash going to try and drop now with it. That's pretty good. Lecro's only half blind. He does get traded. I mean, it's even the way we laugh at it, because some of this aggression just seems insane from the Immortal side. So if you're in the server against it, you're definitely thinking that as well.
Oh, JW finding the angle, but he gets spotted, has to fall back. I don't think you can fight this. You've got the 4-on-3 already, and now 2 versus 4. Crim's doing still even more work and hiding inside of the smoke. JW is finally going to get caught. Just everyone calm down now. If you lose this round, that could break the team spirit, really.
Flush is in a pretty good spot, but this is all timing.
Oh, no.
Who's going to be lucky?
He sees the gun barrel. Henny takes him down from a 2-on-4 into a 2-on-2 with 40 seconds left. The pressure is mounting. Crim's not exposing himself to Pop Dog just yet. And Lucas coming in with the bomb. 30 seconds. Crim's could be a genius. He's hiding in the corner. He's already got the double kill. Lucas crouching in, and Crim's not quite gonna get it. Now it's on Golden. A lot of pressure here. This is the round you really cannot afford to lose. 19 seconds, and Golden has got a really good angle. Gonna try and stop the bomb, but he misses the opportunity. 13 seconds. He goes for the fight here, and Henny takes him down. Immortals win the round. 2 versus 4. Henny with a great round there. That's heartbreaking.
It really is. Especially because JW had a perfectly clean shot at one of those 2 guys. He was aiming at the farther one away, and then the closer one kind of came into his vision, and he just bailed out on the fight, but not completely, just hitting the smoke, right?
Yeah.
And that gets spammed, so he's the first one down. I mean, that's kind of a little bit of a mistake, but I guess you can't really, that's just JW. After that, a complete crumble from Fnatic, all individual fights as 4 players just drop one after another. I don't think KNG's prepared for this vertical exchange. He is now. It's been spotted out. It's been called. Can he get that? A very awkward situation for him, certainly.
Oh, Lecro. Headshot as well, taking down Henny. That's a great job. Gonna put some pressure on the Immortals team. Fnatic just let go around that. They should have won 100% of the time, but if there's any kind of a chance for a comeback into this round, that would actually switch it quite heavily. Lucas, good kill on Necro. Finally, he gets taken care of. Now they're bringing Steel into the B-bomb side as well. Lucas pushing this angle. Steel going to be going down to JW. And Lucas also in a little bit of trouble here. Goes down to 60 health. Can they get the bomb plant?
This game, if Immortals bears themselves out of another tough situation, this almost feels like Fnatic's found a way to have an advantage again. Yes, definitely in the players, but not, I mean, 3-on-2, but they've got to fight their way out of this one again. And Bolt's at the bomb train. There's a nice shot at range as well. Here's one out towards Ivy. It's Lucas's turn to take the fight. They still do not know where the 3rd Fnatic player is. Where is Flusha? And the smoke's going to clear. Now they spot him out, and I think they've done it again, Anders.
Just not enough bullets in the C set here. He's going to get taken down by Bolts. Oh my god. Triple kill from Bolts. And tied up scoreline. 5-5. There's a big chance for Fnatic in that round.
Yes, that's 2 rounds now where you feel like they've had a phenomenal chance at winning it. I mean, the 4-on-2, and then that was a 3-on-2, but, you know, dropped the ball a couple times. It was 5 straight for Fnatic, and now it's 5 for Immortals. Immortals who are already up 1-0 on maps in this series. If they take Train, they make it into the DreamHack Masters playoffs while knocking a Swedish squad out of a Swedish event.
Right now, I mean, you can sort of tell that if Fnatic just weren't making some of these mistakes, then it would be glorious, you know, then they'd be up so far ahead. But it keeps happening. KNG with a really interesting peak walking down like that with no signaling of any kind, and a nice shot from Lecro with the AWP. Don't see that every day, but now it's 4 versus 3. Bomb is down. Maybe Lucas could be the linchpin again.
He's so far away, though. He's got to get on his horse. He's got to get into the action very, very quickly. Tough for Bolts and Henny to hold him back this entire time. Henny just look for one as they cross over to try and make this retake happen. They haven't shown themselves yet, and now Lucas is finally here. He's watching the flank and ladder, but he can get into the action quick.
Crims has a couple of flashbangs, but Fnatic are very slow, like incredibly slow in this retake. They need to be quick. Crims getting a shot on bolts. Lucas coming in for the action, taking down Lekro. Henny holding close range with the AWP, but that flashbang is beautiful. Lucas hitting a shot. JW takes one down inside of the smoke. He's gonna get shot down, and JW has to run. There's no time. They all explode, and Immortals win the round again. Oh my god. Moses, what is happening?
Oh, it's incredible. Just so much time taking off that ball that they didn't have a chance. Or they didn't have like one mistake to give up once that retake comes in. Lucas just getting there just in time, and he actually saves the life of Henny. That kill on a golden. I think that's Henny at the bottom. Yes, he's blinded, but beautiful presence of mind by Henny to just ignore his own impending doom and go for the diffuser.
Giving it all for the cause. So, well, okay. Running shot from Steel as JW's up on the train. Of course, they only have pistols on the Fnatic side, but still, Immortals trying to capitalize the best that they can. Now they've lost K and G as well. Lekro with the Deagle. This game is out of control. Once again, momentary lapse of sanity here in the server. Henny goes down. That's Golden with the C-set 75. Bolts comes in with a double spray, and of course, it swings right back now. It's a one-on-one. You would say that Bolts has the advantage with the health, the armor, the rifle, and he's got the bomb not that far away. He's got the time as well.
Yeah, but this is Flusha, so that's an advantage in and of itself. And also, when you get put into a 1v1 like this, especially on train, especially with this much time left on the clock, because Flusha is able to do moves like this, it does come down mostly to luck, because the timing, I mean, it just so happens that if he turns the corner, he's looking the wrong way, it can just be a free kill, so the health might not even matter in the end of things.
Good play so far from Bolts. He's out in the open, though. Gotta be careful, Flusha. Almost walking up behind him. That could have been working out. I think Flusha saw the gun barrel. Bolts looking the other way, and as you said, the timing, he actually hits the headshot. And Bolt's still gonna survive with another triple kill and a cheeky grin there. Can't blame him. It's not ridiculous.
1 versus 3, isn't it?
It's been 7 rounds in a row for Immortals, and I swear 3 or 4 of them have been down to the wire, haven't they? And
maybe even 2 or 3 of them have been just downright bent solidly in Fnatic's favor at one point in the round. Still not able to convert any of them. The AWP is out on Henny. It's also out on JW, and he's going to push Ivy. We love this JW. How far does he want to go? He's actually going to boost Golden up. Some pre-spam. It's going to miss.
Did they intentionally delay that boost, or were they just messing around a bit? Because
I don't know. I think they messed it up.
I feel like if he was boosted, he could have probably seen that player.
Yeah.
Maybe. Oh well. Deep breath on Fnatic's side here. They can still make this 8-7. They can still have a decent first half. So now is the time to convert some of all these opportunities that they've had into something real. I like this position from Crims. I always think this one close up to pop log is really fun.
It is. You can just only stay there in so long as you have a smoke, right? Or some kind of Molotov, or some kind of a teammate watching that push out of the ladder room, and I don't think he's got any of those at the moment. So he falls back to an off angle by E-Box. The rest of Immortals towards box halls. There's 2 players here for Fnatic, Flusha and Lekro. The Master of Nades, probably one of his most iconic rounds occurred at this bomb site.
Yeah, he's had quite a few highlights, including some of the C-set, I seem to remember. Gonna be Molotov raining down, zoning out the incoming push. JW with an important kill. Flusha gets 1 before he's out. Oh, Lekro, that's a great turnaround. Steel would have had that kill, otherwise 100%. And Henny, very low on health. 1 HG grenade here from either Golden or JW. It's gonna be JW throwing one in, I believe. And Henny, no, he's not gonna avoid it. It gets exploded. And that will be Fnatic winning the 6th round. So finally something works for the Swedish side.
Yes, finally they've gotten on the board, and it's so funny that 7 rounds in a row, and there's really not a whole lot of money built up because so many of these rounds have come down very, very close. The $800 is going to help out a lot. That inner take, I think, again, Immortals maybe just a little bit shocked there's a second player there, and as you said, that spin by Lekro might have been the saving grace of the defense there. AWP is going to be out in Henny, 3 AK-47s, Lucas back onto the Deagle. Big round here. This dictates a lot of, I mean, obviously, if Immortals win it, they're going to win the half, but if Fnatic does, they've got a great chance because that'll break the economy. There's Lucas and Henny, the twins, out towards Ivy, going against JW and Golden, and Henny snags the rookie to open the round.
Through the smoke, a dangerous fight to be taken there. Leaves JW It's not so much that he has to cover Ivy, it's more that now he sort of has to cover the main entrance too. Or at least partly do that. It's definitely not easy to have to worry about those two things all at once. Crim's right on the other side there is Steel waiting. When that smoke goes away, Crim's going to be spamming it, and Steel in return. That's a big win, and he even sees the next player in. So Lekro caught out completely. Flusha the last one left.
Dirty round from Immortals, just off that one pick, and then Crim's toying with the smoke. That's always such a 50-50 battle, it seems. Whoever's going to see each other first. Flusha trying to save his own life, but he's going to have to fight so much. There's one. Not bad. He's getting surrounded from two more directions, so he can't really go anywhere. Just has to kill everyone.
That's going to be the end of him. Henny taking him down. Let's see what happens now. 15th round coming up. 8-6 favor of Immortals. And again, what is it? 8 rounds in a row now for them? Oh, they
lost
did
the
lose
one.
one.
So it's been an 8-1. It's been what? An 8-1 run. That's not too bad.
Yeah, they're going to be all right with that.
And unfortunately, it's the classic win around if you're Fnatic and then lose one immediately afterwards. So obviously out of money. UMP, CZ's, Deagle as well. And Kanji having some trouble with that fight. Crims is somehow going to win it with UMP, and Flush has put himself in great position to just end the dreams of Immortals.
Comes charging through the C-set, running him down. Almost a triple. One more bullet would have done it. Crims is there to follow it up. Hiding in the smoke, and then comes back out grinning and smirking and just getting all the kills. Bolts in a 1 versus 3, and surely this is it for Fnatic. Surely this is the round that they can pick up. They've got him boxed in. They've got some rifles stolen. He's going to put in a grenade, and it will get the kill on Golden. Oh my god. Finally they ended. 7-8 here. Slightly in favor of Immortals, but another completely mad first half of the map. This is so good, isn't it?
It's just pure Flusha. This kind of, maybe a mix of JW in there, but that's so cruel. Almost onto the third one as well.
You just know that if he could have done a barrel roll, Counter-Striker, he would have done it, you know.
Or just a backflip.
Yeah, just any kind of acrobatics like that. It's a madman. I don't know, like this is a crazy game.
Yes, it was what, 5 straight to start the half for Fnatic, and then it was 8-1 run. And finally, Fnatic get that last round, as we just saw. But that is nuts. And just some of those rounds that Immortals win so incredibly close. Fnatic put themselves in this. This can be an entirely different half if you look back at some of those rounds. Just a couple things change here or there. Maybe just a 1 second difference. Maybe just a 1 kill in the right place.
There's in that 7-round run that they had. This is nuts. Out in that 7-round run that they had. There is 2 of them where they have nobody left alive, where the bomb goes up after everyone is dead. 1 of them is down to a 1v1. 2 of them are down to 2v2s, and then there's a couple of the other 2 are sort of, you know, more even.
Clean sweeps.
That says so much.
And those 5 rounds, so incredibly close, obviously being able to go either way, but regardless, Immortals comes in 8-7 heading into their defensive half. Bolts with Kit and Nade. And 3 players for Fnatic towards Ivy. They make the cross. How much pressure do they want to put on Lucas with the peak? Spots about halfway down. Not too worried just yet. Here comes the smoke. He's isolated. He's all on his own. What's his decision? Goes back for the fight, and he has a chance. He has the shots available, but he can't hit him. There it is. There's the headshot. Can he get one more? He's got to go aggressive now, and he fights to his death.
It's a good play from Lucas not to reload. Even with 3 bullets, he had to try and run for that one. Steel messing up a bit as well, and gets taken down by Flusha, but that's a nice fade away. And now comes KNG, and Henny in to help out as well. Crims goes down to KNG towards the end of the round, and that will be a 9-7 lead here. Immortals now, that's a strong round to be winning. Like, when you win that round, you know you're very close to making it into that arena.
Yes, it takes, the first gun round that they win, and then they're going to have a very, very strong advantage in this half. But first, they've got to survive this. And we've seen how crazy these rounds can be, how close they can get when Fnatic's on these pistols. We saw it all through the first half. Immortals cannot be comfortable in this round.
Oh, Lekro, Golden, both with the Eagles. C-set 75s on the rest. You're absolutely right. Don't want to underestimate anybody, and maybe that's also why they only have, well, they got 2 M4s from FAMAS there, so they've got some firepower for the ranged fight if they need to. It's not all UMPs.
Yes, and Fnatic are not choosing yet where they want to go. Fnatic, it seems, just waiting to see if there's going to be any kind of aggression, and quite an interesting tactic because there's no real reason for Immortals to be aggressive, although I guess that doesn't matter much in the grand scheme of things when it comes to Immortals.
Bolts. He's just jiggle peeking that corner, wants the information. And once he gets it, he's going to be falling back, calling in for Henny. So all of this very standard play. But look at the grenades here on Fnatic. This could get interesting, Moses.
It could be. And Henny's always going to get all the way to the upper ramp, and he might not have a choice. He's at the top of the high train, though. Fnatic, this is all they have left. They've given up all map control. That could be a great HE. There's an even better Molotov to cut him off. He's going to fight down the ramp. So much damage is done. Henny's able to clean up one, and then there's the quick flank coming in from Steel. He pounces up the ladder, and a great shot from Lekro can't save this round.
I actually thought Henny might have gone down, then it looked like a bit of an awkward fight, but at the end of the day, Lekro is just not enough health left, and it'll be the round for Immortals. After a bit of a scare, they seem to survive just fine here. Steel with 17 kills, 16 on Henny, 14 on Bolts. Not the other team, it's very evenly spread. Only really Golden is having a bit of a tough time here on Train, but oh, still, he's got to fit into all the maps, right? Like, it's a bit tricky when you're this new in the roster. And
yes, especially Train's a tough map to in-game lead. It's a lot like Nuke, where there are times where you just feel so suffocated, like you just cannot find the right answer. Oh, here's one.
Oh no.
B-Rush.
That's a grenade. Good follow-up again with the Molotov, and they sort of line up for Bolts a bit, but then comes in from the other side. Lekro with a kill. The Molotov should be planted here. I don't think that will quite stop it. Still, Henny will get the follow-up kills. That's great news.
He's insane.
Yeah, it's very aggressive, but one kill and a bomb plant with nothing but Glocks.
Yeah, you're going to be happy about that one, aren't you? Bolts had a bit of fun, a bit of a struggle bus there at the lower ramp. Regardless, 11-7. The score for Immortals heading into this first gun round. Just fighting over the flames. Bullets running out. That's Crims, wasn't even really aware. But here's the first round. JW is going to have that AWP, all this extra utility for Fnatic. You can see what that bomb plant means, why we just said that's going to be a win in a sense for Fnatic just to get that plant, because they can afford so much more utility than they would have previously.
Yeah, absolutely. It's do or die time here for the Swedes. Again, JW promising that they would make it into the arena. Now is the time to show that that's true as well. Grenade comes into. Lekro actually does a lot of damage, and Flush is low as well. This is mad from Lucas, spraying through, and the return is there again. You see the tracer bullets coming through every third one, and that was just too much. There
is this weird tendency to want to spray through smokes where you always feel like that's the time that it's going to work, and you just get destroyed. It's not a high percentage fight. It always feels like it is, but it's not. Regardless, Flusha, I think that was spam to above ladder that brings him down to 2 HP.
That's lethal. So even if it's a 4-on-4, the health on Fnatic, I mean, they've been decimated. Oh, all right, Steel, calm down. Golden, he had the health advantage, but Steel just waiting there. Still just waiting, even with the flashbang in his eyes.
That's a very smart detail, by the way. Steel actually steps forward into the flames to get the angle where that flashbang is going to be hidden by the corner. So taking the damage to prevent himself from getting blind, risky, but it works off here.
Well, now 2 versus 4. Lekro going down. It seems like Immortals have a very good hold on this round. Even after the initial battle where it looked like they were maybe going to get weakened a bit. Flusher goes down, KNG with that kill. Okay, this is another... I mean, Steel and Henny are playing so much better than they were on the first map, but if you look at Bolts, if you take his performance on this map and the first and combine them, then... He's gunning for an MVP award for this series so far.
And why not? Phenomenal series so far. And we talked a lot about how Steel seems to be a transformed impact player now that Bolts has taken the reins away. Well, this is a great series to get them into the playoffs. If they indeed do get there, you can see it's a tactical pause for the Swedes. The young in-game leader. Even taking a pause as Fnatic, as the new in-game leader, would have to be intimidating. You're just like, oh, I've heard so much about these pauses over the years.
Yeah, they've been working out great. What's the call then, if you're on the Fnatic team? What's the big... Oh, I forgot to point out the Auto Sniper on Lucas, so we're getting in, but...
Happy about that?
Yeah, I am. I love it.
Could use another op in the lineup somewhere, I feel.
Yeah, I feel like it's true. Or just another Auto Sniper, why not?
You know, I'm not entirely sure what the call is if you're the in-game leader of Fnatic. I think again, you have to like pick up the pace a little bit. I think you've been a little bit slow. I mean, this is quite nice, this rush out mid, but you only have the pistols. And still you've brought it into a 3-on-3, and then this is just going to be tilt-inducing.
Hammering down Crims, although Flusher only had 1 bullet on him. 2 would have done it. The bomb is dropped out on the wrong side of E-box. So even if it's a 2-on-2 again, Immortals with a pretty big advantage. Bolts, is he going to pick up the auto sniper? It's such an expensive weapon, Bolts.
I think he will get it if they win this round. He doesn't want it at the moment. It's a little bit unwieldy for this kind of a 2v2, but obviously positioning himself nearby, using the M4 to go on a hunt to find the information. He's about to find Golden, who wins this. It's a dink, but Golden can't win it. That's frustrating.
If he had, then Flusher's flank that's been coming in for a long time would have been so good. Now, Flusher's still in a bit of trouble. Gonna be walking up, and Henny is up in that sniper spot, so yeah, this is very hard to win if you're a Flusher, and he's gonna get taken down by Bolts. 13-7 here. A 6-round gap has developed between the two teams. Fnatic have money, and that was a close round for the Swedish team.
I wonder why Bolts didn't get the auto sniper. Maybe Lucas said, never mind, I don't want it. Or maybe Bolts said, never mind, you don't get it.
Yeah.
Or maybe KNG's just going for the opposite, they didn't want the auto sniper.
I mean, can you but double or border sniper is a classic. Can't get away from that, can you?
No, I guess not. Well, here's a call, fast towards B. Oh, that's a sick flashbang. Seal gets a kill, massive damage onto Golden, but Henny burns alive just as he tries to get away. Bolts is already here though, and that nade, it does the damage. Are they truly gonna push forward into this still?
Flash and instant headshot from Crims, taking down Bolts. This is the beginning of something good for Fnatic. They have the man lead, they've got the bomb down now. All they need to do is push up, and Flusher is doing that. Heads up play for him, hiding underneath the smoke. Lucas should have no idea this is coming, and he's going to get shot down from Crim's long range, but KNG, just leave him alone. Crims will get the kill eventually for the triple, and that will be an 8-13 scoreline. That was a nice round, even if it was risky.
Yes, just to continue to go forward. They had to fight for everything, and Bolts got there so quick with that HE grenade. I don't think they were expecting that third player whatsoever. Good stuff from Fnatic, though. I mean, just an inter-rush called by Golden out of that timeout into the eco, into the rush. It gets them on the board. Our first of the half.
And Immortals investing directly into another double AWP setup. So they've just used their entire bank. Oh, and it's worth it if you can get that kind of a flick. KNG not giving any chance for Lekro to reply on that.
He was very late to get to Ivy as well. Like, JW had already crossed with his own AWP, so Lekro probably to a certain degree thought it was going to be clear. And how wrong he was. But you're right. The investment into the AWP and auto sniper, and then double AWP, and now another double AWP, and they have eaten up all the funds they have. A critical round for Immortals to win if they want to close this out quick. And KNG has no armor. Neither does Henny, for that matter.
A bit of a weakness. Lucas had armor, but it's just not going to save him from the impact of 50 cal. 4-on-4. They've got the time still, Fnatic. They don't have to panic just yet. Golden thinking about maybe making his way down Pop Dog. It could be interesting. Hey, he's all the way out. Flashbang coming in to try and set it up for a teammate. Steel has been playing a phenomenal game, so maybe he can actually ruin things here again. That Molotov putting a bit of pressure on him. He's going to go for the kill, taking down Flusher. A second kill from KNG to shut down Golden, leaves it in a 2-on-3. Still the lead here for the Immortals team, and now it's all on JW, and they sort of know where he is. Coming in with the AWP, he's going to miss the chance, and with only 15 seconds, I don't think this can be done any longer. Henny will take him down, and that's 14 for Immortals. And I think that was the big chance here for Fnatic.
It was. It absolutely was. They're out of money, and they kind of have to buy at 8-14. I think you still invest into this round, but I have to say I don't necessarily like that tactic from Fnatic in that round. It's great that JW gets that pick with the AWP towards Ivy, but rotate him away from that. Bring him back towards mid, because you can see at the end it's very disjointed. While the rest of them are going out mid trying to execute on Pop Dog, JW with the AWP, he's one of the more aggressive AWPers that we've ever had in CSGO, and even he can't really get it done down Ivy. He's still at the base of it when everyone else is dead. You put an AK there, he can be a little bit more aggressive with his lurk. He can take a little bit more dynamic peeks. regardless, there was some mistiming with that hit.
It also seemed like once they put in the Molotov from Pop Dog, Steel and Henny out there had just a lot of time where they could, move around it and take kills and sort of take shots. And this time it seems like there's going to be a bit more pace for the Fnatic team. Great return from Crims. A good flashbangs here, trying to see if they get the bomb down quick. They've done a little bit of damage to Henny as well. And with that bomb plant going down any second now, they should be quick with it. Lekro is the forward player here for the Fnatic team, holding the line for the moment. There's no flank coming, and JW is going to realize that soon. That's one hell of a grenade landing in Lekro's face, and Henny with the patience, taking him down. Another kill comes through as he drops Flusher. JW and Crims, they have a single Molotov, but there's a smoke on the other side, so JW, what can he do here? 1 on 3. As soon as he hears the bomb, he has to go for it, but they're waiting. And that's 15 rounds for Immortals here. The Brazilian side, so good in this best of 3.
Henny gave him every opening, missed a couple of shots as they were coming into that bomb site, but still recovers nicely for 2 kills by the end of it. And Immortals, you could read that pressure. I think it was Bolts. I mean, there were 2 players there pretty quickly into this round, so Fnatic did everything they could to push up and make it difficult to apply pressure to Henny in the back lines, but they could never really complete that kill. I think that was the kill they needed to really gain an angle on the rotating Immortals players. And just the money is too much for Fnatic. 5 Molotovs, 5 smokes, 2 ops on the Immortal side of things against Galil and AK and a couple Deagles.
He almost ran into that wallbang Flusher. I mean, they're getting worried right now, Fnatic. I guess they should be. It is match point for Immortals. They're so close to doing it. Fnatic need a miracle. They need 7 rounds in a row, and they don't have the economy for it. Bolts is also pushing up on an adventure to break their dreams. Down the ladder he goes. Crims is gone, and now there's panic erupting. They're trying to push out of Ivy. JW gonna get the 1 kill in, but 3 versus 4. Again, they're low on health. They have the man lead, but the bomb is dropped, and massive spray coming out from Steel. Henny to follow up with a kill, and another one as well. Flusher, the last one left, fighting long range, and he's gonna go down to Steel 16-8 as Immortals make their way into the playoffs of DreamHack Masters 2017. I'm so impressed here. This is exactly the kind of Immortals you want to see. Fast and entertaining and aggressive. And Fnatic, you can see that there's still a new team. There's still some things missing, but
there's some cool ideas, though.
It looks like they have all the pieces of the puzzle. They just sort of need to fit them together now.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I'm excited to see these next few months out of them, but certainly with the Immortals, the exact kind of team we usually describe them as, emotional momentum-based. I mean, they went on huge runs in these maps, and they also went on a couple streaks where they couldn't get anything going. But once they do, very, very difficult to stop them. A great momentum team. And as well, I mean, we get, what, Gambit's through. We get both finalists from the PGL Major.
We do. So we could have a revenge of that. We could have just, there are a lot of options here. We're gonna obviously see all of that being. I look forward to seeing the draws for the quarterfinals themselves.
Yeah, those are gonna be intense.
That could be crazy. I guess that's gonna be maybe a bit later.
I hope so. Now that we've said it, now that we've teased everyone with it.
Yeah. I mean, this is a wild game. I can see a lot of people being converted to Immortals fans as they're watching this kind of Counter-Strike because it is just entertaining. Yeah,
you scratch your head, you question a lot of decisions, but you can't deny that it's fun. Like it really is, and they're just so aggressive, and they're one of those teams who, even when it doesn't work, they keep pounding it until it does, and eventually it turns their favor.
We do have one, I think, maybe the top fragger in this game, Steel, ready with Stu.
He's the most entertaining interviewer, isn't he?
He is amazing. So please, Mix, I'd love to hear what he has to say.
Well, let's find out. Anders, thank you very much, guys. Congratulations, Steel. I could hear you guys whooping for joy as you're moving on to the quarterfinals on Saturday. It was a rematch against Fnatic, and you guys looked even more solid today. So how's the team feeling right now?
I mean, we were so hyped because this means so much. It's a playoffs from Malmö on a DreamHack Master. So we were so hyped. Everyone was playing like happy, relief, happy to be playing Counter-Strike.
And on both maps, on Cash and Train, the team started off a little bit slow, but then you guys got it together and it seemed like everything was working out. So can you talk to us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, we were talking after Cash. They did like an awesome T-side beginning, their sequencing of strats, going mid to A, going mid to B, so they were super hard to read. And on Train, we were playing super bad in the beginning of the first half on the T side, but we managed to come back.
Well, just talking about the team overall, ever since KNG joined, you've had some ups and downs, some group stage exits, but also 3 top 4s as well as 2 grand finals. So moving forward, what is the team thinking?
I mean, man, we want to play better all the time, so the double up is working. And I mean, what can I say? Everyone's so happy to be doing good.
Well, congratulations again, Steel. Always a pleasure speaking with you. And with that, it seems the Brazilian squad is knocking out this Swedish squad out of a Swedish event. Alex, say that 10 times fast.
We tried it, yeah. Swedish team, Swedish event is a bit of a mouthful, and indeed Anders said it oh so smoothly. Steel smooth in the interview as well. We have got Immortals making waves, and they have got themselves that playoff spot outside of Fnatic. Those beautiful Fnatic Swedish jerseys will not be walking through that arena, at least not in an official capacity. Gentlemen, I have got some gentlemen joining me. We have got, of course, Halvor Gulestol, Chad Birchall, and Mr. Pim Vinica as well. This is going to be quite an intriguing one to understand. It's a 2-0, which does buck the trend of the majority of the games over the course of these 3 days. And I mean, we have to just start by saying that, were we sowing too many doubts surrounding Immortals, Chad, do you think?
For some reason, I'm not a believer, but I'm starting to believe Alex. But I think, like, Immortals for me is like SK, who've popped a couple of pingers. The tempo is just super high. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, everything is so fast. They take so many heads-up duels. They don't really care about where you are, the positioning. They're always going to back themselves. That level of confidence in a match is very hard to go up against. Yeah. And when you're playing a Fnatic who, they're going through a syndrome right now, which I had when I first started getting into the higher tiers of the in-game leading world in the international scene, was that I tried to play fundamental Counter-Strike. And the problem with that is you find yourself ecoing a lot if you're not winning any rounds, or you're just not actually getting into situations where you know, maybe you can get a couple of UMPs, a FAMAS, and one guy can get an AWP. You should go for that risk. And that's something that Golden's going to learn over time. It's not something that I recommend doing all the time. I like the fact they take these ecos. It gives them more gun rounds, but you need to have a balance between the two, especially in CSGO, because it is a game, so many weapons, so many possibilities to frag. Have some faith in your players.
So what I'm kind of learning from that monologue was more actually that professional CS at the highest level isn't necessarily as clear-cut as perhaps even like in the lower levels, in terms of, you know, there will be risks taken because of just how incredibly good they are, Jacob, and those risks do net some reward in the majority of the time.
It's always like a calculated risk when top players do it, you know. And I agree with what Chad is saying. Like there were some times where Gambit could have gambled, or Fnatic could have gambled a little bit more, I'd say. Overall, it was just very impressive from Immortals all around, I'd say. They had a slow start to the cash game. It was, again, Fnatic playing well, you know, still said in the interview, they actually came out blazing, and they did some nice pushes and some nice threats in the beginning. From that point, it was just like pretty much Immortals being Immortals on Cash. Like, I remember them from when I was back in NA and playing them. Every time you practiced Immortals, they would just pick a side. It felt like when you were on the CT side, they'd just pick a side and they'd just go in 4 or 5 guys and just like blaze onto you. And if you didn't hit your shots, and like if you didn't were on 100% on point, you just get run over. And that's pretty much what happened for Fnatic today. There was no like stopping it, and that's not like Golden's fault or anyone else's fault on Fnatic. It's simply the level of the individuals of Fnatic who weren't able to stop it.
Yeah, and one of the ways to counter that is if you actually do aggressive moves that we talk about time and time again. And Cash is a map where you should be able to do that a lot. You know, go for the mid boost, you know, go for a lot of B main control, go for some A main control. But did I say Cash?
You said Cash.
Oh god damn it.
Oh my god, he's broken the Australian Cash.
But like Jacob was saying, because they were just deciding so early in the round which bomb site they wanted to attack, if you don't take a risk, you have no information, and you have to hope that your bomb site holders are getting multi-frags so you have a chance in the retake. And that didn't really pan out for Fnatic.
But I think it was also, you know, a credit to Immortals as well with the way they ran it, because it was really difficult to play CT side for Fnatic with the way Immortals started off, because a lot of the time, it's like you said, they kind of just pick a site, but they did so very individually to start things off. So it's like 3 other guys are like, I'm feeling A this round. So they're moving towards A main, Bolt's is still kind of hanging out towards B, and then Henny finds a frag, for instance, towards A main. And then that is just like, apparently just a stamp of approval that you've committed to a bomb side that's yours now, and there's no other way. And they managed to find success with that so much until they got stopped in, what, like round 7 of the second half. And at that point, they just went immediately into a slower paced round, setting up for just committing to one bomb site. Again, not doing it individually, but this time just as a team, very slow. They obviously know that the economy of Fnatic isn't going to be too great, and they do an A execute, works out perfectly. And at that point, if you're Fnatic, you have no idea what to expect anymore.
Isn't that something we can credit them for? Like the fact that
exactly.
No. I mean, in the sense of not only are they doing what you're saying, that adjustment of pace, and they knew to do that. It's the fact that even when they do the sporadic individual style, that they have that natural chemistry, or at least they've built up protocols or an understanding within the team of how to collapse onto bomb sites because they were doing it effectively. Yeah, it's like because they're all like just have ants in their pants and they can't sit still. It's like everyone's just ready and raring to go. No one is like just sitting back holding the flank. Everybody knows the situation that needs they need to partake in, and it's just all guns blazing.
Yeah, they couldn't find their kryptonite, and I mean, surely I've been using this word too much. It's gone tomorrow. It's gone.
Definitely.
Okay.
But yeah, positively, we direct some of that towards Mr. Bolts. Back in the in-game leadership, he's controlling the strings once again. He is going to be guiding Immortals. And as Chad was so rightly saying in the pre-match, he's one of the players that seems to thrive. He seems to play better when he is calling the shots. And he is indeed our strafe player of the match. You can see some of his statistics. Look at this absurd cash game he had as well. It averaged out about 109, but across this, it's about 129 for just cash alone. He had quite a blazing start, as did the rest of his team. But it is kind of, it's refreshing, I think, Chad. I'm sure you'll agree, as someone that used to lead and realize that did impact your fragging. Someone has solved it. Bolt seems to understand it, and I couldn't tell you how.
I don't know what it is, but he pulled them out of a couple of holes a few times there where they were down, especially on train there in a few situations like that 1v3. Yeah, like there was a few situations where he had to be the hero, had to save them, because if Fnatic was able to pick those up, able to break that economy, which they did do early on both maps, really, it would have been a much rougher time for the boys from Immortals. But this is where I go back to the Fnatic ecoing thing, right? When they were ecoing so much, that just allows the guys from Immortals to build up for like 3 gun rounds in a row. And Immortals are going to win one of those 3 eventually, so you're going to have a rough time, and that's what we saw in Bolt's the superhero.
I think for Train, that was a bit of a unique experience on Fnatic's end, because they had so many situations where they actually were at an advantage, and then you had, at the start it wasn't Bolts even who came up in the clutch, but Henny, for instance, had a couple of really big rounds, like the 2v4 situation, for instance, where he gets 3 frags, and that's partly, again, a bit of a different side from Fnatic. They were way more aggressive on the CT side on Train than what they were on Cash, but at that point it was kind of too much of a good thing where you actually fall apart because of it. And obviously that's not going to do a whole lot of good for you, but I don't think necessarily like that comes down to the fact that, you know, they've been ecoing a lot. It's just unfortunate circumstances play into it as well. Like we've seen it, you know, in the phase game as well. You know, just if you turn your back 1 millisecond too early, that could be the end of it. So in the end, I'm not too disappointed really with what Fnatic showed, even though Train might have looked very one-sided in that sense. I kind of said it in the pregame, I don't expect them to do that well already. So for me, this was just like a perfectly fine first tournament with the squad, and from here on out, it's just going to be more and more exciting to see what they can deliver.
And a fantastic learning experience for Golden. You get to play against a team like Immortals, which is, again, a playstyle you're not going to experience outside of the cream of the crop. You know, ranked 4th in the world currently, made a splash at the major, making a splash here in Malmö as well. And an interesting kind of thread to tug on just before we do close the Immortals book for today, Jacob, is that we had a game where KNG did not perform. Yeah. I mean, this is a player we were talking about, like, you know, we were questioning whether Henny's was a necessity now because of KNG's presence. Well, he drops 29 frags in 2 maps, and Immortals still 2-0 Fnatic.
Yeah, he wasn't needed in that sense today, and that's
nice,
like it's a sign of class for Immortals. And I believe that's because they have so much depth inside the team. You know, I have Bolt stepping up now as the in-game leader, being the MVP of the game clearly. Steel having a hell of a game yesterday against T2. You know, every player on this team can step up. Henny took over in the MVP role when needed. You know, it's not needed for KNG to be this like leader or star in all the games. You know, they have so much depth in this team, and that's why I believe so much in Immortals, despite the fact they've had these internal issues and all that kind of stuff. It's just a very well-rounded team, it seems like.
That was one of my doubts, that depth, whether it was there. That's why I wasn't completely on the Immortals train. Because
I was a doubter.
Yeah,
as well.
Too many factors to have Henny and KNG towards the top of the scoreboard with Lucas chiming in, but Bolt's being able to put up big numbers, still showing us what he's got, again, getting swifty. You love to see it. It looks like this team is the real deal.
It's weird because when they brought in KNG and Henny, my thought was that they can't coexist. And to an extent, it hasn't necessarily been a lot of instances where they've both been able to kind of pull the weight for Immortals, but everyone else somehow have started to thriving as a result of that change. So now you're seeing, again, Bolt's playing like he used to back in his first stint as an in-game leader, and especially Steel. I think he's probably like the most improved player for the last 3 months or so.
Well, fortunately, we'll have much more time to talk about Immortals because they will be playing tomorrow. That's right, we're going to the arena tomorrow. I'm excited, and I can probably just pause that excitement for a second because I realized we haven't kind of said our dues to Fnatic. I admit it's going to be kind of relatively short, I imagine, Chad. Helvor's kind of covered the bases, but I mean, we got to see Golden close to that glorious 1v3. Just a little bit of a kind of would have been a boost for him. But very first experience at this level, Jacob said it so perfectly in the pre-show, you know, there's so many firsts for him in this tournament. And so I guess, as cliched as it is, come back in another couple of months, but another big tournament and see how the development process is going?
You always remember your first, Alex. I think for them in this tournament, they did show, especially in these two maps, that they have like the structure, especially on the T side of Cage, for example, to go early. And then if you bring in the little caveats I was talking about, like the maybe ecoing too much or not like putting enough faith in your players or the buys that you could scrap together to ruin their economy and play that little battle, that's something which they'll develop into as he learns the in-game leadership role a little bit better. And then the other thing I think is JW didn't have a fantastic series, and that's someone who I thought, last week online during Pro League was looking fantastic. So he just had a bad day, I think, and that's not something that will be repeated too often for Fnatic.
A bad day in the office for Fnatic, and we will not be seeing two Swedish teams making it to the playoffs. But talking of playoffs, if you've stuck around this long, we have a very special treat for you, especially if you're joining us in Malmö tomorrow, if perhaps you're loading your car ready for the drive. This is your playoff bracket. This is how it's going to go down in the Malmö arena. Deep breath, deep inhale.
Do note. Do note, Astralis and SK not on the same
sides of the bracket. G2 will take on SK, NIP Na'Vi in the bottom side, Astralis versus Gambit. That should be quite fun. Both teams who have a major win under their belt. North versus Immortals as well. Ooh, this has worked out well.
But funnily enough, I mean, we talk about Astralis, SK dodging each other in terms of bracketry. Doesn't G2 have like a 4-0 record versus SK?
That's true. And Gambit did beat Astralis at Major.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit scary in itself.
A lot of like kryptonite potential here.
North versus Immortals have both, well, North looked really good, when they played. So if Immortals can continue the form from today, that could be a banger as well to round out the day. And NIP versus Na'Vi is a bit up in the air because the NIP looked good. Na'Vi looked okay.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the only one.
It could be a hotly contested game of not mediocrity, but
the matchup will be interesting.
Yes, exactly. And it's two giant names in that sense.
My God. Yeah, and just to clarify, the schedule, I know if you're an Immortals fan, you'll want to know this, is that's of course because they played last today.
Yeah.
They'll be finishing the day tomorrow, so they have plenty of time to both prepare and actually sleep. Sleep helps you play. Who knew it? And there's going to be plenty of sleep for everyone involved as we are going to go ahead and get a nice early night's sleep.
Yeah.
You up for that? 8 hours sound good?
Sounds good.
We did do predictions, though. We can check out our standings, because this day has not gone well for me. A big fat 0 today.
Well, we all got SK right. And you and me, Alex, we kind of vaulted at all the hurdles.
Yes.
I'd take a few too many risks, don't I? Look at all that.
Yeah, it's okay, because tomorrow, those are the days that matter.
I will say, though, we have a different scoring system, though. We have 2 scoring systems going on here.
No, they've got it included as well. They have there's double ticks next to you if you get them, if you do the maps.
Oh, they got everything.
Yeah, they're doing it all, man.
Okay, in that case, then we don't know how to do math.
Well, that's probably true as well. We'll have to go back, check out the books.
Either way, it's very irrelevant.
Yeah,
it's just a little bit of fun.
It's even. And right now, Jacob in the lead for...
I said from the beginning, I'm going straight for that trophy.
Yeah.
It is all for this big thing.
All for that one.
This abomination that's been on my desk.
Abomination?
I'm going to go put it safely down here so we don't lose it. Because it is important, as is that trophy that'll be resting on the stage tomorrow. I get excited when I start talking about arenas, and this one is no exception. The very first DreamHack I got to attend, and it was quite the cherry pop. If you fancy joining us, do be sure to go ahead and grab some tickets. They are still available, however, are hot cakes, so be sure to check them out. You can see all the statistics and the magical numbers and things you have to go and do there. masters.dreamhack.com is the magical words you enter into your browser to join us here in Malmö. It'll be kicking off bright and early, 4 best of 3s, again with some of the huge names of Counter-Strike clashing for some cash. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. We're going to go get some rest. You can too. And before you do that, why don't you go ahead and give a big thank you to our sponsors. You wouldn't be able to do this. You wouldn't be able to come. We wouldn't get to go ahead and talk about our favorite video game without our sponsors. So one final thank you for today to Monster Energy, HyperX, and Asus ROG for helping me pretend to look smart, as well as everything else, keeping us fueled as we get ready to jump into another day of Counter-Strike. Guys, this has been another fantastic day. We kick off with the arena tomorrow, so do not go anywhere as you'll be joining us tomorrow for playoffs.